Hi, I'm Lily, I'm an English teacher. Last year I tried to switch my careers and I failed. If you want to know the backstory, check out the video over here for part 1, and today I want to focus on things I've learned from that failed career change. The first thing that I learned was not from the failure itself, but from the new job, the new career. I learned that soft skills get you places. Hard skills, of course, are important. You need to have certain qualifications. However, if you want to do a career change and you have no experience in that sphere, focus on getting your soft skills right. We are pretty capable human beings, and if we have a lack of a certain hard skill, we can make up for it. We can learn it, we can train for it, practice, make mistakes, learn better, do better next time, but this is doable. However, soft skill is something that can get you the job that you want, even if you don't have experience in the position before. Lesson number 2, 9 to 5 is not for everybody, but neither is freelance. We're all different. We all work in different ways. We're similar, but still different. And I learned to myself that I'm not built for 9 to 5. I thought I would be fine, and I was, but I was struggling. I missed the chance to go for a walk at 12 p.m. when I wanted to, because I had to work. I could use my lunch break for that, but I actually had to have lunch as well. So I missed my freelancing freedom. However, I know for some people, freelancing is not the case. So if you're thinking about switching a career and you've been on one team or another, I think it's nice to try and to see how you function and how you work. But if you've been doing things a certain way for many, many years, for instance, if you've been in a corporate job for many years and you want to do freelancing, that may be painful or uncomfortable, but still worth trying. You can actually test it out and see, am I fine? Am I surviving? Or does this just give me too much stress and I want to go back to the stability of a corporate job? So I'm not saying freelancing is better, corporate job is worse, whatever you get to decide. Number 3, in my previous video I mentioned that I had lots of doubts before I decided to give up on this idea of switching my career, and I thought that was a failure, right? Because what could have turned out to be a success story of, opening new doors and discovering new career pathways or whatever, turned out to be a failure. And I did certifications that are pretty much unnecessary now because I'm not gonna be in that field any longer, and just on-the-job training and time, wasted time. And I thought I was weak. I thought I couldn't stick to it for long, so I viewed me going back to teaching as a failure. However, I also realized with time that actually it has helped me get to know myself better. Because I immersed myself in a different context, work-wise, and I switched the way I work, basically put on a new role on myself, a new mask on myself, I realized this mask doesn't fit me as well as my teaching mask, if that makes sense. If I hadn't decided to go for that career change and give it a try, I would have kept guessing and thinking, oh, what if this, what if that? But I went for it, I saw it firsthand, and 6 months later, I realized that, this is not for me. This is not as much for me as teaching is for me. And it's fine. Again, it doesn't mean I'm a failure or this whole thing is a failure, the whole situation is a failure. It simply means I learned that I much more enjoy teaching. I like the creativity of creating a class, leading a class, and simply helping my students reach their language goals. That's what I found out makes me the happiest in my career. The 4th lesson I want to express through a quote. It's a quote by Albert Einstein, and he said, "Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person." I read that quote and I realized how well said that is. It correlated with something that my dad told me when I was going through that transition back into teaching, He said, you are capable of doing many things. Even though we can do things, it doesn't mean that we have to do them. I proved to myself that yes, I can be a project manager, I can be a business analyst, I can do it, I can work in a team, I can talk to stakeholders, whatever, I'm fine. And I can work 9 to 5. Does it mean I have to though? If I've already devoted 6 years to teaching, and it's not just about how long I've been teaching, but my students actually get results. You know, there are case studies, success stories, and they move and they get jobs in New Zealand and Australia and feel confident when they're traveling. So it works. Why give that up? I can stick to it. I can continue improving my knowledge. That will help me become that master, as the quote says. And the fifth is the flow state. And the flow state is a very, very important indicator of something that is for you, or if you don't feel the flow state, that it may not be for you. I stopped noticing the way I feel in my teaching because I was burned out. We are tired and uninspired. There is no flow state, right? We have to restart ourselves. Have you tried turning yourself off and on again? That kind of thing. In my project management role, I did not really feel that flow state. And I had many different responsibilities. You know, I had to work with documentations, I had to talk to clients. And it was actually really fun because I saw how somebody's dreams or visions could actually become reality. But even though I enjoyed it, I did not really fuse with it. It may have been because I didn't spend enough time doing the project management, or maybe it was just because it's not for me. I don't know, but when I know now, coming back to teaching now, I've started teaching again this year, this January, I noticed that flow state again, and I noticed that spark that I had before. And even though now sometimes I may wake up and feel uninspired, but these first few classes that I started again, they just give me so much joy that I forget about the whole failed career change experience, you know. I'm glad it happened and I'm grateful it happened because it helped me to return that spark into my heart. I realized that that's where I get that flow state in teaching. I don't want this video to be too long. I don't want to make this video too long. But to conclude and to address those of you who may be thinking about a career change and going into a new field, I think it's worth trying. I think you should go for it if you have a backup plan, right? If you're not financially miserable and you have safety and your basic needs are covered. So if your basic needs are covered and you have a chance to try something new, go for it. However, come to terms with the idea that it may work out and you may enjoy a new field, or it may not work out. But if it doesn't work out, you always can go back to your previous field. Even if it's not the same job, if you're working for a company, you can go and apply for a job in a different company, it doesn't matter. But you already have a backup career, right? So you can try to switch from it, see what happens, and then observe the flow state, observe how you feel, and let whatever happens happen. Accept the reality and just try to enjoy the journey. And even try to view that career change as a path rather than a road. I think I've heard that comparison in a podcast the other day, that for us when we hear a road, we think about getting from point A to point B, right? And we can't really go anywhere else. So if we take another turn, we kind of have to go back to the road that we were following previously. But if you call it a path of career change, then it becomes much more free, much more flexible. You know, a path can lead to different places, and you don't really, there is some kind of end goal, but it's much more focused on the journey, on the path itself. As for me, I'm full on back into teaching. I have some exciting ideas for 2024, but it's more like a game for me now, at least at this point. I don't really have any attachments or goals, so to speak. I'm just trying to enjoy the path and do what I like and do it the way I like it and be authentic and, you know, say, screw it, whatever happens, let's see. And if I decide to do another career change in 5 years, I'll probably go for it because I understand, well, maybe I just need to do career changes every now and then to see how much I like teaching. This channel will have new videos about English language, English learning, and vlogs from life in London. So if you want to see that, please give this video a like and subscribe down below. Check out my website lilimalakova.com for more information about my services for students and for teachers. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.